Most people think owning SCHG or SCHD means they're investing the right way. Growth or dividends. Pick one and you're good. It feels like a simple decision. Either you go after higher returns with growth or you collect steady income with dividends. Historically, SCHG has delivered stronger long-term results, while SCHD has focused more on consistency and income. But what almost nobody talks about is this. Even when people pick the right ETFs, they still end up with the wrong results. Because it's not just about choosing growth or income, it's about how you use it, when you use it, and whether it actually fits your plan. SCHG can grow faster but comes with bigger swings, while SCHD is more stable but grows slower. And if you don't understand how those differences affect your behavior, your timing, and your expectations, you can own great investments and still fall behind. Because in the end, it's not what you buy that determines your outcome, it's how you use it. Hi, I'm Greg Hardy and welcome back to the channel and thank you for being here. We cover all things personal finance, investing, and building a secure financial future. So if you're serious about taking control of your money and also learning something new every week, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video. It really helps the channel and gets this information to more people who need it. Thank you. The issue isn't SCHG or SCHD. They're both excellent ETFs with strong track records. One is built for growth, the other for income. Both can build wealth over time. So the problem isn't the investment, it's how people approach it. The real issue is that most people use these ETFs with no clear plan. They buy SCHD too early because they like the idea of income, even though they don't need it yet. Or they wait too long to invest in SCHG, missing out on the years where growth matters most. And then, instead of sticking with a strategy, they start reacting, adjusting, tweaking, and second-guessing based on what's happening in the moment. And this is where things start to fall apart. People begin switching between SCHG and SCHD based on performance, chasing whichever one is doing better at the time. When growth is leading, they pile into SCHG. When markets get shaky, they run to SCHD for safety. And without realizing it, they end up doing the exact opposite of what builds wealth, constantly moving instead of staying consistent. Here's what happens, and once you see this, you'll start noticing it everywhere. SCHG goes on a strong run, outperforming the market with higher returns, and naturally people start paying attention. So what do? They chase it. They move money into growth because it feels like the right move in the moment. Then the market shifts, and it always does. Growth stocks pull back, volatility picks up, and suddenly that same ETF that felt exciting now feels risky. SCHG has historically experienced larger swings, including deeper drawdowns during downturns compared to more stable dividend-focused strategies. And this is where our behavior takes over. Instead of sticking with the plan, people react. They start looking for safety. So they move into SCHD. It feels more stable, it pays income, it doesn't swing as much. And psychologically, it feels like a smarter, safer decision, especially after a market drop. But what's really happening is they're making a decision based on emotion and not strategy. They're responding to what just happened instead of thinking long term. And without realizing it, they've done the worst possible thing in investing. They bought into SCHG after it had already run up, and then sold it after it dropped. Then they moved into SCHD after stability became attractive, not because it was part of a plan. In other words, they bought high, sold low, and repeated the cycle. And that's the performance trap most investors never see coming. And if you've ever done that, you're not alone. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people don't lose money because they pick the wrong ETF. They lose money because they couldn't stick with the right one. And that has nothing to do with the ETF itself, and everything to do with our behavior. SCHG is built around fast-growing companies, which means it tends to move more aggressively. SCHD focuses on stable, dividend-paying companies, which leads to a more consistent experience over time. That difference shows up clearly in volatility. SCHG has historically experienced significantly larger price swings than SCHD has, meaning bigger gains in strong markets but also sharper drops during downturns. In some measurements, SCHG's volatility can be more than double that of SCHD, reflecting the added risk that comes with growth-focused investing. SCHD, on the other hand, tends to hold up better during uncertain markets because of its focus on profitability, dividends, and financial strength. It doesn't make it better, it just makes it behave differently. Here's the part most people overlook. Volatility isn't just a technical metric, it directly affects your behavior. When your portfolio is moving up quickly, it's easy to stay invested. But when it starts dropping faster than you expected, that's when doubt creeps in. That's when people start questioning their strategy, looking for safer options, or thinking they made the wrong decision. And those moments are what actually shape long-term results more than the ETF itself. Because at the end of the day, the biggest difference between these two isn't just returns. It's what they require from you as an investor. SCHG demands patience and the ability to handle larger swings without reacting. SCHD offers more stability, which makes it easier for many people to stick with. And that's why volatility matters more than most people think, because it ultimately determines whether you stay invested long enough for the strategy to work, or you quit before it ever has the chance to. Stop asking which one is better, because that question is what keeps most investors stuck. When you frame it that way, you're treating SCHG and SCHD like they're competing against each other, when in reality, they're built to do completely different things. A better question, and the one that actually moves you forward, is this: what role does this play in my plan? Because once you start thinking in terms of roles instead of rankings, everything becomes clearer. SCHG is your building phase ETF. It's there to grow your portfolio, take advantage of compounding, and maximize the years when time is on your side. SCHD is your income phase ETF. It's there to produce cash flow, reduce volatility, and support you when you're closer to needing the money. And this shift in thinking changes everything. Instead of jumping back and forth trying to pick a winner, you start building a system. Growth when you need it, income when you need income. That's why many strategies combine the two, not because one is better, but because together they create flexibility, allowing you to tilt your portfolio depending on your stage of life or your financial goals. Because at the end of the day, SCHG and SCHD aren't competitors, they're tools. And like any tool, their value doesn't come from what they are, it comes from how and when you use them. This is the part most people miss, and honestly, it's where this whole conversation starts to change. SCHG and SCHD aren't just two good ETFs. They actually complement each other in a way that most investors never take the time to understand. They're built on completely different strategies, driven by different types of companies, and react differently depending on what the market is doing. One is powered by growth and expansion, and the other by profitability and income. And when you put those together correctly, you're not just investing, you're building structure. What makes this powerful is that they don't move in the exact same way at the same time. Growth tends to lead in certain environments, while dividend-focused strategies often hold up better in others. That difference matters because it reduces the chances that your entire portfolio is dependent on one outcome. In portfolio construction, this is one of the most misunderstood ideas. Not just what you own, but how those investments behave together. When assets have different drivers, they create balance, which helps to smooth out the overall experience over time. And that leads to the real takeaway most people overlook. You don't actually have to choose between SCHG and SCHD. The better move isn't picking a winner. It's understanding how to combine them in a way that fits your goals. Growth to build, income to support, and a structure that adjusts as your life changes. Because once you stop thinking in terms of which one is better and start thinking in terms of how do these work together, your entire strategy becomes more intentional. That's the shift. It's not about having more ETFs or chasing better ones. It's about building a portfolio where every piece has a purpose. And when you do that, you're no longer reacting to the market, you're operating with a plan. The biggest shift most people need to make isn't in what they buy, it's in how they think. Because once you realize that even great ETFs like SCHG and SCHD can lead to poor results if they're used without intention, you start to see investing differently. Both of these ETFs can work, but neither one fixes a lack of direction. What actually changes your outcome is having a clear role for each piece of your portfolio and sticking with it long enough for it to work. And when you have that clarity, the noise of the market, the headlines, and short-term performance stops pulling you off track. So here's what I want to know from you. Where are you right now in your journey? Are you focused on building with growth, leaning towards income, or trying to find the balance between the two? And more importantly, do you feel like you actually have a plan, or are you still trying to figure that part out? Drop that in the comments. I read every one of them, and it also helps me create videos that meet you exactly where you are, not where I think you should be. Now, if you found this video eye-opening, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who you think needs to hear it. And if you want more practical, no-nonsense advice on building wealth and securing your financial future, then check out this video here. And also, please make sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.